This is Jim White. I just arrived back on Guam June the 6th. I've been quite busy, both getting reacquainted with my job and also in trying to get to the bottom of a couple of new problems that have come up here on Guam. We just received here OIR notice 12240. That's the last low blow for civil service over here. It's taken away the last semblance of job security which we had. Until this notice came out, it was the custom on Guam to complete your contract and resign and sign a new contract simultaneously. And you were permitted to go to the States and take whatever leave you desired within reason and return on the new contract. At least we had reasonable assurance that our job was secure and we could come back. With this new notice, that is declared illegal, and from now on we will have to resign on Guam after we've completed our contract, return to the States, take all of our leave, and then apply for a new position with no assurance that we may get it. The only other alternative to that is to take leave at your own expense and retain your position. However, I think that very little consideration was given to a place like Guam. We are some 5,500 miles from San Francisco. Round trip fare is approximately $1,200. I don't think many civil service employees can stand that. We had a special meeting of Local 1023, June the 15th, at which time I gave a report on my trip to Washington, and I think that the organization was well satisfied that I had done everything that I could to present the civil service employees' problems, both to the national headquarters as well as to the Navy Department. However, in spite of what we were told by Mr. Otley in Washington, that the vacant positions, along with the normal attrition, would make it unnecessary to have a reduction on Guam, and that no one who wanted to remain here would lose their jobs. Upon arriving back, I find that the Guam Navy, with their to hell with the civilian attitude, has held 2 reductions on Guam, while the alien Filipino is still here in full force. At this meeting, it was voted unanimously to send a second open letter to this time to the Secretary of Defense. And I'm sure that this second letter will make the first one sound like a fairy tale. I remember that the national organization didn't approve of this method of presenting our problems to the Navy Department, but as president of Local 1023, it's my duty to carry out the wishes of the membership of this organization, which I will gladly do. As you remember, the Secretary's answer to the first open letter was very evasive, and actually the only corrective action which we have had has been the reduction in the house rents, which only affected a very small percentage of civil service employees here. As I told you in Washington, there had never been any real effort made by the Navy Department to investigate and discuss with us the points we brought out in the open letter. I don't want you to think that I'm an alarmist when I say that civil service employees on Guam are unwilling to take much more. The general feeling here is that the Navy should now straighten out Guam, or they should close it up. And I think that whatever decision is made would be optional with the civil service personnel over here. It's also apparent the Navy Department has made no attempt to explain that the number of civil service employees on Guam in no way reflect the total personnel necessary to operate the Navy establishments here, and are perfectly content to allow the reduction to be absorbed entirely by American citizens, while aliens continue to be given a preferential treatment. I also told you before that I did not think that the American people would tolerate this condition if they knew about it. The problem is how to inform them. Again, it seems that the open letter is our best bet. Many of our members are writing to their senators and congressmen in hopes that they will demand a full explanation of the conditions. However, the Navy's reply is to the effect that they have been unable to recruit the necessary stateside personnel and were forced to hire aliens from the Philippines. I would like for you to reread our open letter. I think you'll find that we attempted to point out as far back as October the 20th that conditions were such on Guam that it didn't aid in recruitment, and it was definitely bad for the morale of the people here. Now, in view of that warning, the Navy's inability to fill the positions on Guam is definitely a condition of their own creation. I will have very shortly a complete list of the various categories of civil service on Guam, as well as the Luzon contract employees filling civil service type positions. I haven't that figure at the present time, but very shortly I will. I can tell you this much, that as of the 19th, there was 3,868 alien Filipinos employed by Luzon and contracted to the Navy. From the best I can gather, that is almost twice the number of civil service employees on Guam at the present time. I would like to have you send me, if possible, as many copies as you can get a hold of Public Law 600 of the 79th Congress. It is on this law that the OIR ruling was made that I referred to earlier in this tape. Also, I would like to have, if possible, a reply from you by tape. I would like to hear it myself and then take it to our next meeting and play it off at the meeting. I think it will give the membership a feeling of being a little closer to the national organization. So if you have time, I wish you would prepare a tape for replaying at our next meeting. Before I close, I would like to say I would like to be remembered to the staff of the Washington office. I have many good friends there who were very kind to me while I was in Washington and did me many favors. Give them my kindest regards.